I want to see everyone. Hi, I think I'm live. Whoops, I'm going to close up on things today and just start working. And if I see any questions, or if I don't see any questions, please ask them later and subscribe to my channel because what I'm going to be doing going forward, we have a lot of goings on during the holidays, and um, I hope to be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and answer questions about sculpture. But I'm also going to just start to take my time a little more on the things that I've started. And sometimes it can get a little boring to watch someone doing tedious work, and you're not always sure that you're, you know, where you're going with something, and you might watch me make changes and things like that as I work. I created some armatures that I do like for the antlers, female reindeer antlers, and some are big and some are small. Good morning, Mark. And I'm just going to cover them with Sculpey. I have two different sets I made, and we'll see which ones I like better. And then I'm just going to very tediously on the mornings coming up, try to really, finish these sculpts. And I've got the reindeer and the character who sits in the sled, and I've got the sled back here, and um, not finished yet, but having to go slow because it has to come out of a mold so we can do reproductions. So I'm just going to move up my work and start. And if I don't see your questions, because it's hard for me to see it at this stage, I will answer if you put them in the comments afterward. All right, so I made these different um, characters. I'm going to put them aside. Actually, I want to put them on the bubble wrap. Even though this is very hard clay, um, it it still will dent in a little bit if you don't have bubble wrap under it while it's just resting. If you rest it on the hard surface, it's going to um, possibly dent in a little bit. Not that they're that critical at this stage. They're very rough. I'll show you again. They're very rough, so I just have them on bubble wrap there. Um, I'm vowing to get another camera set, so I have two. One where you can see me, um, and the other where you can go close and watch the sculpture. So I'm using Sculpey this morning, and gonna coat these. I'm going to coat these antler armatures. I'm using Richeson armature, the 1/16th, or no, yeah, I think it's the 1/16th inch, and just going to try to get these baked up today. And then once I have these basic shapes baked on, and it's real hard for me to show you. I have two sets here. Let me try to show you. When it's done, it'd be easy to show you. But right now, what I did was I bent these two shapes. Let me see if I can show you how it might. There we go. A little bit. I can. It's kind of like doing things backward in a mirror. So, hi, Al. Good morning. I know, long time no see. So, I'm just biting at the bit to get these done with everything going on for the holidays. We had to go away for the weekend, and at least I got these armatures done. So, I'm taking Sculpey, and I'm using Super Sculpey, and I'm just going to press it onto these so-called antlers and bake it for 15 minutes at 275. And then once I do that, I'll do a final smoothing and add those little extra appendages. Let me see if I can show you. I finally settled on this reindeer's antlers. So some of the antlers on the females are huge. You think, oh, that's got to be a buck. No, and it's not. And those antlers are on female reindeer at Christmas time. So the only reindeer that Santa has on his sleigh are female reindeer. And I guess that's a little factoid that might shock and surprise a lot of people. But and the other shock and surprise, Mark, is that they can have a reddish looking nose. And you can look that up. Type in a Google search red nose on reindeer, and it'll show you the scientific reason for a red nose on a reindeer. So this is an eye-opening little project in a lot of ways. But I love doing like things that are based on real stories. And this is a real story of people who live in the far north and use reindeer as their lifestyle. They travel with them, they ride them, they have their sleds pulled by them, and their whole lives revolve around the reindeer, which I actually have some tortoises, and right now my life is revolving around my tortoises. They come out in the morning, you can't see it behind me, but they start banging around when I haven't fed them yet. So I understand having animals run your life. I have 2 dogs that run my life too, but that's another topic. So what I'm doing right now, and let me go down closer. I'm just going to coat, even if it's not perfect, what I've come to learn about this Super Sculpey, and this is a great advantage. You bake it and it gets really hard. And even though it's a little bumpy here, if I can kind of get close up, it'll be a little bumpy, but on the second go round, you take it again and take little pieces, and now take your tool, like, let me see, a good example of one of my favorite tools is that. This is my absolute favorite tool right now. You always end up with a favorite tool, but then you can take little bits of Sculpey and put it on there and then smooth it with a brush. And you can use, I've got to get a better brush for that. Here's a perfect brush for the Sculpey. It would go in alcohol, and then it would smooth that Sculpey to a nice finish. And at that stage too, I'll add these little tributaries that come off. So, they'll be so short that I don't think they'll need support once they're baked. So Rudolph, yes, Al. Rudolph is not only a girl, but a girl with a red nose. So, you have to kind of wrap your head around these very strange alternative facts, or whatever they are. Anyway, I just got a subscription to National Geographic, and so I think, oh my gosh, everyone hold on to your hat, because I get inspired by a lot of these um, different cultures and their customs, and who knows what we're going to be doing next. But all right, so I'm going to let you kind of watch what I'm doing. So I'm just, it's kind of helpful to make a little snake of clay and then place it onto your armature and just press it around. I think also I just bought this special Sculpey glue. Let me show that too, you guys. And this does not hold the pieces together until they're baked. But like, say I had this all done and baked, and I wanted to attach extra pieces that were around wire. I guess, I'm caught, because I know that super glue works too. Super glue would hold it, and then you would put the Sculpey around it, and then it holds. So the jury's out on me how I'm going to use that yet. It might be more for people who like to make jewelry with Sculpey, which is a great application. It's a kind of a permanent plasticky material once it's baked, and you can be very creative with it. And maybe it's helpful to people who want to make the jewelry to see that the armature idea is really good. Now I'll just take off, like, where I'm going to stick it in the head of the reindeer. um, so, it would go in like that. It kind of starts to look okay, it's like, okay, maybe it's going to turn out okay. And you never know, because every time I'm doing something, I'm doing it from scratch. Yes, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Rain Girl. That is good. That's good. I like it. Oh, so I have to write a song now. You guys know, you know me from 3 years ago, that I also write songs and play guitar. So now I'll have to write that for the kids. I do summer camp, like at the zoo, and I do playing and singing sing-alongs for retirement homes. So that's a good one. And I'm not going to explain the whole story, and they'll all fall asleep while I give them the academic version of why this is true. But anyway, I'm worried about letting you guys fall asleep with what I'm doing. So there's one, and I made 2 sizes, and like, okay, this is for the one reindeer, and then this is a slightly bigger one, but some of them are huge, and it's crazy how big they are. But I should try not to get too distracted and just stick to the one set first. So I'll do that, and then I'll do the other one, the other side. And I'll put the bigger ones, let's see. here's, what did I do here? Oh, no, this is the bigger one. I have to put the smaller ones aside. That's what I'll do. And I might remake that if I decide that, it's just not right looking, but I think I'm on the right track. One of the things about being a sculptor, a prototype maker like I was, is nothing is really that fast because you're not working. You don't have like a instruction book or anything like that. You're kind of just figuring it out as you go. And everything is like that you do. And so I'll start to layer on this other one. And then if it works, you go, oh, I could write down the process, which would be great to help other people. And I hope in the future I do more of those guides and all the instructions. But when you're getting into not just model making, but also sculpture, it's all creative work. And so you're just sort of tasked with figuring it out. And there's no one best way to do it. That's the other thing. You can write a guidebook till you're blue in the face, but there's lots of ways of doing the same thing. So anyway, I'm having fun. I'm so glad to feel committed back to doing this channel just because there's all these sculptures I should have been working on. So it gets me to work, if nothing else. I have painting I'm doing too, but I've let that kind of sit for a while I'm doing school. But anyway, Sculpey, I had written it off. I was saying that on a previous live stream. But now, it's like, okay, the way I'm going to be doing sculpture is not for hire, not for companies anymore. I'm going to do it because I just want to do it and I want to share it with you guys. And so I see a use for it for my own tabletop designs. And you know, all kinds of little patterns that could be done. And I'm still trying to make this so it comes out of a mold. So I um I still have that restriction put on myself. And there's always Loveland again. I went once with Chuck years and years ago, and we sold every single thing that we had there. And a lot of things were resin, some things were bronze, I think, like the turtles. But that shocked me. I didn't, I'm not trying to sell this stuff anymore, but who knows the future, the future. Oh my goodness, for someone my age, right? But anyway, and I'll just put that in the oven. Let me get a little more on there. And I just use my toaster oven and I put parchment paper under it and I wait till it preheats to 275 and I just bake that for 15 minutes. You got to really watch the time and not overcook it. And then I'm so happy with how strong it seems when it comes out. But like I've mentioned before, to try to, do the sculptures, um, just I would always go back to my clay. So, oh, Al, thank you so much for saying that. I really need to commit to do this, no matter, even if I don't have a project ready, because somebody out there is going to have a question one day, and it is really hard to find all this in one place, all these, like what we did over the years. I'll tell you a quick story and then I have to go. When I first got to the Franklin Mint, and of course I'm dating myself greatly here, it was 1986. And my first assignment was to do a carousel horse. And I turned it in. They were very happy. I was like, good, I have a job now. And there was a figurine there sitting on the desk of the in the place where we would take our artwork. And it was a very beautifully detailed lady figurine. And I thought, wow, that's really nice. And the director said, yeah, this is from England. There's very few people that can do this in the United States. I thought, well, I'd like to try. That was the start of my figurine making. But I was like, I guess, intimidated by even that statement. Well, you're an American, you can't do this work. Um, so it shouldn't be intimidating. It's just a matter of practicing and working, and maybe there's long hours and but Marcus mentioned this in his videos that it's very meditative. Put on a nice video or put headphones on and listen to meditation music or And you know, the time passes pretty quickly and you realize, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 2 hours. So not to get intimidated or thinking, oh, I can never do that, like I once did. And that's where I'm thinking if I can contribute um, that experience and get people out there sculpting. I mean, this is, I'm learning about the Maya civilization right now. The only reason we really have so much information is they left sculptures. They left glyphs. We know a lot about them because of the record in stone and sculpture. How cool is that? Same with the Egyptians. And, I kind of have read a lot about their origins. I don't think they came from another planet. I think it was like me being intimidated. Oh, I could never do that. Yeah, you can. A lot of people out there can do this stuff that have no idea they can. And once they don't feel scared to start it, it can change your life. It can make you realize there's a lot more to life's story than just watching Netflix. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. Ah, but it's okay. So I've done what I wanted to accomplish this morning, and now I have to go and bake these, and then I'll smooth them, and I'll do the other set for the other reindeer, who's headless still, because I was going to turn his head, her head, sorry, and get these antlers on so I can finish this job and make those reindeer more accurate, of course, and then get the sleigh back again. So I will say good morning and bye for now, but then looking forward to see you on Wednesday morning. And thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. See you soon. See you on Wednesday morning. Bye.